love my wife and my kids, and I love the kids in that locker room and the coaches, and I'm very proud of these guys. They've been through a lot. I've talked a lot about the seniors. Probably haven't talked a lot about the juniors and the sophomores and the freshmen, but every single person on that roster has contributed to us getting here. I'm very proud of these guys. I think we've taken a solid step forward as a program, and we're not done, and we have goals of continuing on with the season. We have a lot of good people involved in this program that are in that locker room, and that's about all I can say. We're wonderful kids, wonderful people in this program. Parents, the guys that play, the managers, our academic people. It's a good program.
And then coming out of the gate, you guys got off a lot of shots. You shot them up to 15-4 in the first quarter. You got off to a hot start. So I guess what was your mindset coming into the game?
We got off to a hot start with a lot of shots that didn't go in. We know. I mean, it's fairly obvious. We know that if we get off to a good start offensively, it creates more comfort for us as a team. And so I think our shooters were, our offense was trying to get on board early. And we've all been around the sport long enough to know that last game and this game are two separate games. And the whole vibe going into the game was we need to play with passion and energy and excitement like the first time we played them, and we need to play smart and composed. And so I think as we outshot them early, I think that was we're just trying to get into a rhythm.
All right, Keith, obviously named tournament's most outstanding player, 10 points in 2 games. What were you seeing these last 2 games, especially against a hot goaltender in Michigan? Excuse me, did I mess that up? Ohio State. Yes, I'm sorry. First off, in Ohio State, 2 of the top goaltenders in the league, and Scott Spencer and Jack Murphy. How were you able to, I guess, solve them when most people during the season couldn't?
Well, I try not to overthink it. So a big thing for me is if I think too much about the goalie's tendencies, I end up shooting and missing the cage. So what I was just trying to do is shoot to weight and shoot where the goalie's not, and it worked out for me. And just try not to think about how hot the goalies were, because if I think about that, then I lose my confidence and he gains his confidence. So a big thing for me was just trying to mix it up so they didn't know what I was doing. Shoot high, shoot low, and went from there.
Right. And Doug, you came in the second half of today's game, made 8 saves, quite a bit there down towards the end, especially that last one as time was winding down. Did you find it difficult to prepare yourself to come in the second half, coming off the bench, and face a flurry of shots from those guys, especially down the stretch?
Not really. I've been doing it for the better part of the season, coming off the bench. Just any other game. Just very better, I guess, this game was able to make those few clutch saves at the end. So.
And those clutch saves at the end, what did you see on that last shot, and how were you able to knock it down, and what was going on there in front of the net? There was a bit of a scrum there.
He just shot low. I just threw my foot out there, got a piece of my foot, and it bounced off my stick a little bit. And Chris Allen smacked it down the ground. I think Eric Smith dove on it, and they called White was in the crease, and then just got back, I guess. I don't really know. Just kind of trying to locate the ball myself, and thankfully Chris was there to throw it down.
Now, Coach, obviously, you were named the ECAC Coach of the Year earlier this year, and now you guys are going to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1988. How does that feel?
I'm not sure. I haven't felt in a long time, and I think, it feels good. Let's call it what it is. It feels good. I'm happy for the kids. These kids are a resilient group of kids. We've been through a lot this year. We've been through a lot, not just with my situation, but situations in the office, situations with the government shutting down. And these kids ran practice in October. I mean, a lot of that behind-the-scenes story. If there were cameras at our practices in fall, you would see our seniors stepping up to run practice when the coaches were not allowed to be at the academy working, because we were not working at that time. You'll see trials and tribulations of families affected by different scenarios in our locker room, and we see a group of kids that are mature, going to make great officers, and they're going to go on to do great things when they graduate from the academy. You see a really resilient group. We got to get ready to play the next game. So I guess it'll feel good, like I tell the kids, it'll feel good till midnight, and we switch the page, and we're on to the next game.
All right, and now, as you're talking about going on to the next game, obviously, like we said before, it's not since 1988 an Air Force team has advanced the NCAA tournament. I guess this question goes to the three of you. How are you guys going to prepare as a team for your next opponent, the potential of traveling anywhere in the country to play?
Uncharted territory. We have next week's the week before finals, so we got to get back. We just traveled we traveled the past 3 weeks. This is the third weekend in a row we traveled, and this was a midweek travel date for us, Wednesday. So we got to get our hands wrapped around our schoolwork, because that's pretty intense for us, for these guys, not for me, but for these guys. We got to get ready for school. We got to get a game plan academically. We got to get some film, figure out who we're playing. Like I tell them, I don't know what I'm having for dinner tonight. I think I'm flying back tonight, and pretty sure I'm having the guys over for pizza tomorrow at my house. It's about all I know as far as my future goes. So that's what my staff is for.
All right, the two of you guys, as Coach alluded to, you have a lot going on when you get back. How are you guys going to turn the page and get ready for the tournament?
Well, we think we can play with anybody, and it's a preparation thing, but it doesn't matter who we play. If we play our game, I think we're going to be all right, and we're going to take it to whoever we get matched up with. But for us, we've been dealing with this, for me, 3 years. You're traveling on the road, you got to come back, you got to grind, get your schoolwork, get caught up, and then it's like 2 jobs at once, and you get used to it. But it's a lot.
All right, Doug, how about you?
Yeah, come back tomorrow. I got to get my schoolwork done. I missed a lot this past week and the week before that traveling, but it's what we do every week, like Keith said. So just keep battling, keep grinding, and no more week of practice, getting ready for a big game again. So keep the energy high.
All right, so where's the selection show party going to be tomorrow?
My house. My little girls are excited. I just called them and said we're going to have the Stinky Boys over to the house. And she's all excited.
All right, guys.